for a little bit of bonus footage here. Lisa was telling us that it was actually a pretty good idea. That we should sort of just, in the spirit of the Ouija board and Halloween, let's just start telling some scary stories. So since you volunteered, you should go first.
Okay. This isn't my scary story though. A lot louder?
Yeah, a little loud. Sorry.
No worries.
That's such a habit for me to do. Sorry.
It's all good. I need to speak quietly. This isn't my story. This is a story from a girl in town though.
Mm-hmm.
And she posted it, so
On
Facebook like maybe 6-7 years ago.
Shit, really?
But okay, her name's Jenny. I won't say her last name.
No, I don't need to.
Yeah, it's not nice or whatever. But she had a best friend named Jenny, and ironically enough, uncommon 90s name, I know. But anyway, her and her best friend were at her house after school one day, and they were sitting in the basement on the couch, and she has 2 little brothers who were going around on their tricycles.
Yeah.
And the way it went was they had the stairs go down the middle, and you could go all the way like through the laundry room, through the back room, around to the rec room where they were sitting watching TV. So the little boys were going around on their tricycles, and the girls were watching TV. So her mom yelled out and said, "Jenny, watch the boys because I'm going to get some bread or whatever, going to the grocery store anyway." So she said, yeah, that's okay. So every time that the little boys would cross in front of the 2 little girls, they would go in front of the TV. So they would kind of have a little spat, get out of the way, whatever, and then keep going. So anyways, after, every couple of minutes, they'd come around and go in front of the TV and they'd tell them to get out of the way. And then it was quiet for like a few minutes, like longer than it took them to do that circle. So she figured that one of them had fallen and hurt himself or something like that. So she got up and walked to the laundry room to see the 2 little boys running out of the back room, tears falling down their cheeks, trembling.
Shit.
So she said, "Oh my God, like what happened? Are you okay?" And they couldn't get any words out. And finally one of them said, "The man behind the furnace took my bike." So
Oh my God.
all 4 kids jumped on the couch and were too scared to do anything, as you can imagine, being that young and just... So anyway, her stepdad came home. So he came home and he heard them screaming downstairs, and he came downstairs and they said, "There's a man behind the furnace in the back, you gotta go. And so he was like, "Okay, I'll go check it out." And when he got back there, the tricycle was mangled.
Oh my God.
And she swears, I remember reading that story, she swears up and down, so that is absolutely true.
Oh my God, that's pretty crazy. Well, that's from the top. Oh.
Yeah, it's really scary.
Well, I got one, and I'm titled "We," because I have 2 nephews. My sister has 2 sons, and she used to live in sort of like a really, because in her area in Nova Scotia, all the houses are super old, and they just do them up, and it's sort of a farming area, so there's like few and far between houses, and I was playing with my oldest nephew. He must have been about 3 or 4, so this was maybe 2 years ago, and we were on the stairs, because you know how kids fuck around, they're like, "Oh no," and they're making faces, and I was like doing right back at them. And we were on the stairs, which is like these super old, creaky sort of stairs. They were the original stairs, so they were like solid. And they were later replaced, but yeah. We were just on the stairs playing around. I think we were waiting for my sister to get back from the liquor store. And my mother had the baby, which is my youngest nephew. And I don't know where my mother was. I think she was outside, like playing outside or something. And me and Caden were just on the stairs hanging out, and Caden sort of looks at me, and he kind of screws up his face, and he kind of goes, "Ugh," like the camera can't see it, but sort of put his hands to his neck, and made this face. And I did it right back at him, not thinking. I was like, ooh, you too. And I said, who do you know looks like that? What are you doing that for? Something like that, right? And he said, the lady. And I said, yeah? What does she look like? Just talking to a kid, you know, just. And he said, yeah, she's funny color. I was like, what color is she? Well, she's blue. Okay. Well, she has a long braid. I said, oh, that sounds nice. She said, yeah. The braid is around her neck. I'm getting chills thinking about it. And then I kind of thought about what he was doing, and it looks like like being choked. So I was like, I picked him up. I was like, oh, we're going out to see Nanny, and we went outside. And I was like, I'm not going back in there.
No.
Not going back in there until my sister comes back. Like, I got chills and everything now thinking about that. Because that house, the original sort of wood in the original, because it's like 100 odd years old, and like where we were over the stairs, sort of you go up the stairs and like there's a little bit where you can sort of look down. There was a big, thick wooden beam right there.
So somebody could have easily.
Well, I don't know. But I mean, kids don't know what's going on. Kids don't just see something, oh, hey, it's a ghost or something. So they don't know what's going on.
No, they don't question.
Ooh. So thinking about that, I got chills now.
That's creepy.
But yeah, you got any stories there, Nick Blake?
No.
That was quick. Do you have any more?
I got one more that I read on Reddit that
No sleep, or no sleep.
it wasn't no sleep though.
No
This was
sleep.
on-
I love reading stories on no sleep.
But no sleep is like you gotta pretend it's real, but it may not be real. It could be
I
like
love
fiction or whatever.
creepypastas and stuff.
I love it.
Read all of it.
But there's one I read that really I remember
Yeah.
because it was really freaky. And I guess anyway, I'll just start from the top of it. I'll remember it best I can. I only read it once, but I'm just thinking of it now and it was really good. There was a girl and she used to go to her Nana Pop's house all the time.
Yeah.
And in the basement, there was like a whole bunch of storage or whatever, and like an open room, and then a hallway
Yeah.
that went down to a bedroom. And the door to the bedroom was always closed. So she used to, as a kid, like exploring your Nana Pop's house, she would go down the basement and she'd start walking out the hallway, and she'd start to hear this sound, and it was like just really like
When your ear gets funny?
kind of like yeah. So she started, and like she would, and as she would walk towards this door, it would get louder and louder. So she used to play a game where she would start walking towards the bedroom door, and she would only make it so far, and she'd run back upstairs. So one day she was like, "Frig it, I'm just gonna go for it," right? So she went all the way to the door, and it was so loud that it was like piercing. As soon as she opened the door, it stopped. And they'll turn the light on, and it was just normal stuff. There was nothing to see there, like nothing on the go, whatever. Later she found out that, like when she closed the door, it happened again. The sound came back, and she took off running. That was it, I think. I'm not sure about that part, but I do know that she found out that somebody had shot themselves, like a young guy, like teenager, had shot himself in that room, and she thought that was really crazy.
Of course.
Years later, she was sitting around, I don't know where, but she heard a gunshot within close range, and her ears started to ring, and she instantly realized that that was the same sound that she had always heard walking up to that room.
That's fucking crazy.
Put it together. I don't know how true that is, but I think it's a really cool story.
Well, I mean, that's pretty interesting. That's a cool story.
It could be like some kind of residual energy, you know what I mean? Like, you never know.
I mean, I do watch a lot of Ghost Adventures. I think a lot of what they do is probably pretty hammed up.
Yeah.
It's
They gotta have a show.
It's entertainment at the end of the day. And there's people I know, and they're like, you don't watch that. I'm like, yeah, it's a TV show. They're like, it's not real. So? Game of
There's
Thrones.
wrestling,
Game of Thrones isn't real. There's no
it.
dragons. Or whatever. And wrestling, yeah. And look, Twin Peaks is not real.
No.
You know? So, what's the difference? It's entertainment. And
Real life can be boring, right?
exactly. That's why you watch TV.
That's
So,
true.
You know, I think at the same time, like there has to be some elements of truth to what they talk about in Game of Thrones. Wow. Ghost Adventures. Don't know if you watch Ghost Adventures, do you? It's just really, I think it's really good. It's a really good show. They obviously go in and look for ghosts. And the bro, but they're like bro as fuck, and they're like, "There's a ghost here, bro. Throw it away, bro." And it's just really funny.
You want to watch a really creepy show? Or one I used to watch back in the 90s with my father. It used to be our favorite show. It was called Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction.
William Frakes.
Here we go, with the buddy from Star Trek.
Yeah, William Frakes.
Yeah. And what it was is this show that showed like 5 short stories, and you had to guess which ones are real and which ones are fake. And some of the stories are actually so far out, but then you had to guess which ones were real. The real ones were the ones that were usually like the most crazy, fucked up, creepy scenarios you could ever imagine.
I don't know.
Yeah, like I used to have it on DVD, and if I still have it on DVD, I'll bring it over these nights. But
Yeah,
it gets ridiculously creepy.
I don't know. What I find is there's shows like, you know.
And some of them aren't really creepy. It's just more ironic, like people who die like really ironic deaths.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I find real life is so much scarier. You know what I mean? Things that I heard from people that happened to them is so much scarier to me. Like I can watch I don't know, what's a show about ghosts or something. Some scary show, and they'd be like, yeah. But then I hear about something like that ring or that tricycle. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
To me.
What would you do, right?
I would shit my clothes.
Yeah.
And
I remember saying like I saw her. This was when Yesterday's was a thing.
So was Yesterday?
I went home. No, so I went home for Christmas or whatever, and I saw her at Yesterday's, and I was like, "Do you ever like think about taking a Ouija board down there?" And she was like, "Absolutely not." And I was like, "Why? Like, it's something could happen." And she was like, "That's the thing. What are you gonna do when the old man walks out from behind the furnace? What are you gonna do?" And I'm like, "You're
Wrangle your Ouija board.
You're gonna die instantly." Yes.
Well, I would love to go. Okay, where's like reportedly haunted places here? Smoky.
I could probably get the keys to Smoky.
The Grenfell Hotel.
Grenfell Hotel?
Apparently.
Not surprising.
That's surprising again because it's really old, right?
And it's also really creepy in
Yeah,
there.
and it's really creepy people.
There are. Oh my god, I want to do it.
There's also where
JRS.
LCC I heard was really haunted. Madison McGraw's house.
Really?
You never heard about that?
No.
Well, okay, there's another story, I guess. I'll edit this. There was one time, Madison and her sister.
Jessica.
Sure. Alright. And they live right. It's funny because the Tree Streets. She lives here, and there's like a backyard. My aunt lives right there, and my aunt's house is weird anyway. So I don't know. Maybe it's like the area, but Madison, Jessica. I remember them telling me a story about how.
Like you were young then?
No, this was like a few years ago. I worked with Madison for a while, and her sister was there. Just dropped it. But they told me this story, where their mom, like all kinds of weird stuff would happen. Like the dryer would turn on by itself, lights would turn on and off by themselves. Like you couldn't find something for like an hour and be looking around, and then you give up, and you walk in another room, it's there in the middle of the floor. Right? And there's just things like that, small things. And there was one thing that disturbed me that I remember listening to. Oh! Never mind. There was... Their mom collected these like Indian figurines or Indian carvings, whatever.
Yeah. Like soapstone.
Yeah, something like that. But it was like 2 Indian girls. It was like above her bed on like a shelf. And the Indian girls, every time she'd get up in the morning, the Indian girls would be facing each other, right? And then when she'd go to bed, she would make sure they're facing out. And every morning without fail, they'd be facing each other. So one day her mother was like, "Okay, enough of this," and taped them down. So when she got up in the morning, she looked up on her shelf, the Indian dolls had ripped the tape and were facing each other. I don't know, that freaked me out a little bit. I was like, And did you see the picture that Terry Bartlett took with the webcam?
No.
Years ago? Because she was friends with Jessica, Terry Bartlett, I think. Yeah, Terry Bartlett? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
they would have been probably, but yeah.
And I think back when MSN was a thing, again, not yesterday, they were taking display pictures with a webcam on the laptop. And I think she took one, she was taking a bunch. And Jessica had gone upstairs to do whatever, leaving Terry downstairs to take pictures. And Terry was taking picture. She looked at one, she was going over them. She looked at one, okay, and she moved on to one where when she sort of clicked on it, she seen something behind her looking over her shoulder that looked like a little native girl. And she freaked out, ran upstairs, told Jessica what happened, and they ran the hell out. And I was like, ooh. And they saved the picture. I seen it.
Is it sick?
It is. It's sick because it looks so freaky. Because it's like just Terry Bartlett, and then sort of over her shoulder at a really weird angle is like sort of, you kind of look like this. It's like this part up in her hair. I'll have to find it. I got that somewhere on my old iPhone. And it's sort of like you can see sort of eyes and like the bridge of the nose, and her hair was just black. And you can see even like the detail is you can see the shine in her hair. And just looking at it, it gives me just chills thinking about it. Because if you've seen it, I'll try to find it and I'll put it up on the YouTube channel. Put it up in the video. Ooh, that might be the thumbnail. And yeah, there's so many other ones like Newfoundland, or the NL Paranormal or whatever, that crowd's on Channel 34. They came up and investigated Madison's house. And like they turn off all the power. And they go around with night vision. And they set up a camera like I got set up over there. And they turn it on, full battery, okay? Leave it, David, put it in the room, leave it. But you do something, go in the room, the camera, that's like the tripod like that, be upside down, perfectly balanced, the camera on the floor turned off.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you really think about it now, it's giving me chills
That's
again.
so fucked up.
And like, to perfectly, like that's a big tripod. That weighs about 5-6 pounds. Fully with the arms extended, I couldn't balance it on the floor. Take the camera off and balance it upside down, I couldn't do it. But he came open the door and it was perfectly upside down balanced. And I was like, oh my god.
I'd never go back in there.
Wow. They had a bunch of things happen. They had like all their batteries died. All their
Apparently
batteries.
that's a big thing, it like drains.
Yeah, it drains like,
paranormal activity.
Well, I don't know the science of it, but I'm sure like it uses the energy maybe, I don't know, but Oh, there's another story I just remembered. In Postville, where my mom's from, there's like an old church. And Postville's not old. Not the old towns, maybe as old as Lab West. And there was a funeral in the church. And I think it was the funeral for like, I think it was a priest. And there was a guy who sort of playing guitar. And like during, we play a song during a funeral. And this guy was sort of walking around playing the guitar. And there was a spot on like the, where you can stand, if you go and stand somewhere for over many years, there's like a little wear in the floor. Sort of like in like carpet or whatever. And it was like this sort of really weird green carpet, and you could see where the preacher would always stand. And he was walking and playing his guitar, and as soon as he stepped over where the priest would always stand, the guitar note went right out of tune. And he kept going, and it just went right back. Like he was playing, and then he said it wasn't him. Like he just put the guitar down and everything because it freaked him out. And like just and he didn't know what to do, and the entire funeral, like people were looking at him, and he's like, "What the hell was that?" And speaking of guitar, famous haunted place sort of out somewhere down the bay in Postville called Point Milleen or something. And my grandfather and my nan and two other people were on skidoo, and they went down there for whatever reason, going past or whatever. And my grandfather and this guy, I don't know who it was, got off the skidoo at that point, and they went in the woods. It was the day. And my grandfather he was like sort of this best man you'll ever meet in your life, but he wasn't scared of anything. He was very, I don't know, he's a very, very intense man, but he wasn't mean. But he was sort of, he never scared of anything. And my nana was talking to this other missus, and I looked over, my grandmother got running out of the woods. She started screw. And they got guns with them and everything. I'm like, what was going on? Start Scoot. So they got a Scoot and they went back to town. And they're like, can you get to tell me what the hell that was? And he's like, something in the woods, I don't know what it was. It made this growl at us like I've never heard. And Nan was like, holy shit, it scared him. And he's like, yeah, we're never going back there. I'm telling to my uncle, don't ever go down there. Because don't know what that is. And then he said he only seen it for a second, but it was like black. And it was like, he said it was like a tall man, but it wasn't thick, it was really bony. And he said it made a noise, and I told him to describe it to me, he wouldn't describe it to me.
Really?
He wouldn't, yeah. And I was like, what does it sound like? He's like, I'm not even telling you. So I was like, there gotta be something you don't want to mess with. He's like, yeah, we don't go down that way anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.